The prevalence of school bullying. The prevalence of school bullying has become a major concern with schools across the nation. Today, it's become an epidemic among urban African American youth. In reference to the article, What is Bullying? Bullying is defined as a physical or verbal aggression repeated over a period of time and involves an imbalance of power. Its behavior focuses on making the victim feels inadequate or unworthy. This aggressive behavior involves harassment, physical harm, repeated demeaning language, and ostracizing. There are 4 types of bullying. Physical bullying, whereas the perpetrator attempts to physically dominate the victim with kicking, punching, or using other physically harmful activities. Verbal bullying, which is when the perpetrator verbally bullies the victim while using demeaning language to destroy their self-image. Emotional bullying, which is when the perpetrator emotionally bullies the victim with making he or she feel isolated, ostracized, or anxious. Cyberbullying, which is an electronic type bullying concerning instant messaging, cell phone texting, and social networking, causing a great deal of humiliation and embarrassment to the victim. At-risk victims. Youth who are at risk are perceived to be overweight, underweight, wearing glasses, entering into a new school, or unable to afford what youth consider dope clothing. In reference to the article, The Effects of Bullying, victims are perceived as being weak, unable to defend themselves, depressed, anxious, have low self-esteem, few friends, annoying, provoking, and or antagonizing to others for attention. According to the National Association of School Psychologists, victims are also repeatedly exposed to the aggression of physical attacks, verbal assault, psychological abuse, and are more likely to be voiced, along with becoming physically intimidated by their perpetrators. According to the Department of Health and Human Services, bully victims have a decrease in academics, resulting in missing, skipping, or dropping out of school. In regards to the article, Urban African American youth exposed to community violence. African American youth living in low-income neighborhoods experience higher rates of school bullying versus urban whites. As a result, they tend to be anxious, sad, and withdrawn. The Department of Health and Human Services defines anxiety as having an increased feeling of sadness, loneliness, changes in sleep patterns, eating patterns, and a loss of interest in activities, resulting in becoming associated with anxiety disorder. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, nationally during the 2008-9 school year, 29% of public school students were victims of bullying. 2006-2007, 32%, ranging from 39% of 6th graders to 20% of 12th graders. In Maryland, a total of 3,818 incidents were reported for the 2009-2010 school years. During the 2008-2009 school year, 2,132 incidents were reported. And during the 2007-2008 school year, 2,524 were reported. In Baltimore, almost 30% of students from grades 6 to 10 have been victims of bullying, and almost 75% have been victims of cyberbullying. In terms of an intervention strategy implemented to reduce the prevalence of school bullying, here are long-term goals and short-term goals objectives used as a means in reducing this social issue. According to the Minnesota Bullying Prevention, the effects of bullying have been so profound that over the last few years, at least 37 state laws against bullying have been adopted. There have also been civil suits brought against schools and school systems over bullying incidents, some with millions of dollars worth of damages. School bullying among youth is a major problem that will impact the school's experience of all individuals involved. Therefore, precautions must be taken seriously and effective measures must be put into place as a means to reduce the prevalence of school bullying. I am Deartriss Holland, Master's Social Work Advanced Standing student at Morgan State University, class of 2015.